This is me, Dick Strawbridge, my wife Angel, and our 2 children in our glorious French chateau.
We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it.
We moved here 3 years ago to follow our dream of living life in our very own castle.
Oh my God!
But it's not been easy.
Baby, you're so strong.
As dozens of other Brits know only too well.
Oops. Door needs replacing as well.
Because it turns out we're not the only expats who have bought a French chateau.
Wow, absolutely love it.
25-year-old Bordeaux.
Motherload!
In this series, we'll reveal how we're running our chateau as a business.
There's not a thing about making sausages that I don't find humorous.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And see how these daring Brits are running theirs.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This place is done up.
As they face the ups.
Really beautiful.
This is a rare moment, but I am genuinely at peace.
And downs.
It's a lot worse than it looks.
Of their new lives in these crumbling and magnificent buildings.
It is a bit of a fantasy, living in a French chateau. We might have a few problems on the way, but that's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today, a trio of chateau rookies are trying to fix one of their chimneys.
I'm not sure the smoke is supposed to come out of the sides of the chimney.
Without much success.
They managed to get through into the chimney breast, but it's the wrong one.
The owners of this luxury chateau hotel need to win over the locals.
Lots of anti-us in the press. We had protesters, all sorts.
But their efforts to drum up much-needed new business don't go to plan.
Only 8 people here. There's more suppliers and more staff than there are customers.
And at our fairy tale chateau, I get down and dirty building an outdoor toilet.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
In northwest France, some young 20-something chateau owners are at the very start of their journey. This is Chateau de la Baminière. Built in the 18th century, this beauty has 6 floors and 40 rooms, 22 of them bedrooms, set in more than 60 acres of park and woodland. The lord and lady of this manor, 25-year-old Gwendoline from France, and her 28-year-old fiancé, Billy, originally from London.
I moved over here about 6 years, so my parents were already living here, and I thought, oh, I'll give it a try, you know. And I did a bit of work and that. And when we met, it all changed, didn't it? Yeah. It is a bit of a fantasy, yeah. Living in a French chateau is always been a bit of a dream.
That dream has brought them here to the Pays de la Loire region. And Billy's older brother Michael moved in too. The 3 of them have big plans for the castle.
We want to have bedrooms in the chateau for B&B and have people hosting weddings or seminars here.
But that dream is a long way off, because none of them have done anything like this before. And they've got a hell of a lot of work to do. The place has no electrics, no hot water, leaking walls and ceilings, and 90 rotten windows that need replacing.
We basically decided to do most of the works ourselves, you know. We've got our own skills and stuff, so together I think we can make it work.
I've got to admire their confidence. Until they're up and running, the young couple and Michael are living in the only habitable building on the estate, the guest house that used to be the servants' quarters.
Everyone keeps saying to us, oh, you're living the chateau life and all, but not really at the moment. It's more like domestic of a chateau life, or with like the, how did you call them in Downton Abbey, the servants or whatever. That's what we are like.
The reason why we're not living in the chateau at the moment is because basically it's uninhabitable, because there's no bedrooms ready, there's no electrics in some of the rooms, there's no heating, there's no running water. It's, well, the list is endless really, so we can't really move in just yet.
Well, they did only just get the keys to this place 4 weeks ago. Bought for a pretty hefty €1,050,000 with money inherited by Gwendoline.
I lost my mum almost 2 years ago now, and she left me a bit of inheritance. I thought it would be nice to make a good life for us to prepare the future, because she left me something, so I think we should use it to leave something to our children one day. I know she would have liked this place.
They've barely settled in, but they're not wasting time when it comes to getting the business started. In just 3 weeks' time, their first customers, a party of 14, are due to arrive for a weekend break at the guest house.
It is important to get ready because this is our first lot of guests, and this is the first really income that we're going to have since we moved here. And we do need to get money in order to live and keep restoring the chateau. I'm a bit stressed and anxious. The boys have a lot to do. They need to get on with it and work from dawn to the end of the day, every day.
One of the most immediate jobs for Billy and Michael is getting the chateau a working kitchen.
We're on a bit of a tight schedule because the kitchen bloke's coming in a week.
Today, they're putting up the covings.
It smells like a dirty old kipper. There's a sort of sense of satisfaction, isn't there, Michael, when you do the work yourself?
You know, after a while, you've got all of these skills that you didn't have before.
The window's full. One window's done.
Yeah, one window's done.
Yeah.
We've still got to do second coats on all of the wood, blue woodwork.
How long is that going to take?
Oh, give us a bit of time.
But for Gwendoline, there's something even more important than sorting out the kitchen before they can move in.
I'm freezing. It is freezing in here.
Like a lot of these old chateaux, the main heating system is run on heating oil. For the past month, they've only had it on for a couple of hours each day to help dry out some of the damp. But that's cost £600 in oil.
What was the level when we had it filled up?
It was right at the top here.
All right.
That was about 2,000 litres and it's gone down, well...
More than half?
More than half.
In a month?
In a month, so we've really got to get it, you know, find another way of heating the place.
How much is that in a month?
That's quite a lot of money, €700.
Yeah. Well, we can't keep going like that, Billy.
No.
Yeah, we need to find another way to heat the house.
If they were to have it on full time, I reckon that the monthly bill could easily double to well over £1,000.
At the moment, money's a bit tight because all the work that's going on, so we need to do something else.
But there's something in the basement that could be the answer to their problem.
So why can't we use that? It uses wood, right?
Yeah.
The question is there life in the old wood burner yet?
We can't just spend €1,500 each month on heating. It's like impossible. We couldn't afford that. We'd be out of here in 3 months. So yeah, we need that to work. We really do.
One thing we've learned about running a chateau is it's all about clever shortcuts and cost-saving plans. At our place in the Pays de la Loire, we host weddings in our orangery. But it's a 400-metre round trip to the nearest loo in the chateau. The challenge, to save our guests a long walk for a wee.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
A task that's made even trickier when there's no mains water nearby.
There's going to be a compost loo and a urinal here. I want to go down probably 2 feet.
I knew all that trench digging in my old army days would come in handy. But this isn't any old hole in the ground.
Human beings are retromingent, which means when we sit down, we pee forward. So I have to get a splash plate to capture the urine and take it off to the side, because I do not want the hole full of poo to be wet. Yeah, and that's very important.
This stops the two things you definitely don't want in an outdoor loo: odour and attracting flies.
When I was training to go to Sandhurst, 78, I wanted to go and join a gym and work out, do all sorts of gymmy stuff, become muscle-bound. And my old man said to me, "No, Richard, all you're going to do is dig the garden." So I dug the garden for a summer and got quite ripped. So, never mind fancy gyms. Build a compost loo.
Muscles tested and trench dug. Next, the hole needs to be lined and shored up at the sides.
What I want to do is just stop anything getting into what is going to be my compost pit, and that includes the rats, so I'm going to be putting chicken wire in there to stop anything getting through, but I'm just shuttering the edges, basically, and putting wood against it so nothing falls in on it.
We may be talking peeing in the woods, but we still need some privacy.
This is like a mobile home. I got the grunt, you got the finesse. We're in. Look at that.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
The more ridiculous, the better.
Fit for a king or queen, or bride and groom, and ready for its throne.
Well, this loose seat is made for a conventional toilet. And if you look at it from the side, see those gaps that we have to let the air in? We're going to get rid of those. I'm going to take these bits of plastic off, screw this all the way down. I'm going to seal around this with a little bit of foam. And so when this shuts down, there are no air gaps. And the reason we have this, we don't want flies coming in and going in and out of this place. This is to be a fly-free zone. Right.
So that's the sit-down element of the loo. Over to Angel, her dad, and the kids.
Which one do you like?
I like that one.
To bag a urinal at the reclamation yard.
Aha! Mummy's found what Daddy's sent us to find. Look, this is the one. Dick sent me down today to look for a urinal. Oh, the glamour, I know. But we saw this a year and a half ago. I said we should have bought it then. But, you know, we didn't really quite have a place for it. So I'm so glad it's here today. C'est combien pour the urinal, pissoir?
Le prix, il est à 100 €.
100 €, oui. I think that's 100, isn't it?
Il est nickel, là. C'est ça que je le mets.
What's 80 €? I wish I spoke French. I remember last year it was 80 €. No?
C'était 80.
Oui. Huh?
Correct.
Ah.
Well, if you want 80.
Super, come on.
In the heart of the world-famous wine region of Burgundy, 25 miles west of Dijon, lies the 900-year-old Abbey de la Bouziers, a home and place of worship for monks since the Middle Ages. But these days, it's a luxury hotel run by English couple Clive and Tanith Cummings.
And once we saw it, we're like, wow, what a place this could make.
It's a thing of beauty. 20 luxury bedrooms, plus a Michelin-starred restaurant in the Abbey's former cloister.
We have real ups and downs, but, you know, we're still here.
Even though a one-night stay in this place will set you back around £200, and a meal for two, £170, Clive and Tanith aren't pulling in enough pennies.
We've had a couple of years where we've made a little bit of profit, but it's still very much a work in progress.
This year, they're desperate to develop the business and bring in more income. And there's one market they haven't yet tapped into. But there's a problem.
A lot of the local perception is that this is a Michelin star posh property. And when we first came, the Abbey was open to the public, and Les Anglais arrived, and we shut the place down, and they got upset. They thought we were creating a paradise for playboys, and we said, look, we're just making it a nice hotel. And we had a massive boycott. Lots of anti-us in the press. We had protesters, all sorts.
So today, Clive's organised an open day designed specifically to woo the locals and make a bit of money with a €5 entrance fee.
We're hoping for 300, 400. You just don't know. It could be a complete and utter disaster, and we only have 50 or 60 people. If that's the case, we've got a lot of wine and cheese to eat.
Clive's invited dozens of regional food and wine suppliers who'll be setting up stalls on his lawn to showcase their wares.
They're a bit precariously balanced.
Everything's set up, everyone is ready. But the success of Clive's event relies on two things he can't really control: a decent number of guests turning up and decent weather.
Every time I put these out, it rains. So, we shall see what happens.
For us, running a chateau business is all about making your guests comfortable. Even if that means building a toilet from scratch using a garden shed.
The ergonomics of pooping in the woods. With 20 years in the military, you spend an awful lot of time finding a comfy place to poop. This is just so luxurious, it's not even worth thinking about.
Okay, it's just a regular shed, so the floor needs to be adapted to fit over the poo pit. And a frame built for the seat.
Gorgeous.
Oh, it's proper, like, enchanted forest.
It's proper toilet.
Isn't it? I love it.
Right, this is the loo capability.
Yeah.
Here, on this side, is going to be a urinal capability.
Right.
Okay.
Is that going to have any sort of, like, privacy?
Yeah. Picture a urinal there, picture the wall. It's got to be tall enough so no man's head can be seen, yeah?
Okay.
So here, so they come through here, pee here, and the urine, wee, comes around here.
Stuff in the compost loo go in there as
The
well?
pee from the compost loo goes here as well.
Right.
This is the sit-down loo.
Yeah. And kind of washing the hands, we're just going to have a...
All that, sanitising stuff we've got.
Yeah,
We'll just put a little
okay.
shelf in there with a sanitizer and things
All
in
right,
there,
then. Yeah.
I'm going to continue
All
making
right, baby.
She didn't ask for it to move. That's a tick. Which is not too bad.
With 4 women Angel happy, time to finish this bad boy.
That's good.
Urinal installation and a seat in the cubicle.
It's nice.
Voila, all ready for our wedding guests. And better than any camping loo, if I do say so myself. Just 30 miles away from our place, engaged couple Billy and Gwendoline and Billy's brother Michael are just 4 weeks into the start of their chateau journey and are learning that there's a ton of work ahead of them. They're desperate to get a disused wood burner up and running to save cash. But they've no idea when it was last fired up.
There's a receipt here from 1988. And it was just nettoyage, rouleur, which is just a service, a routine service. A bit of very old kit if it was, if I found a receipt from 1988. That was the year I was born, so very interesting.
It's still nearly 30 years younger than me, and I'm going strong.
We don't know if it's going to run all right or if it's even going to heat the house.
Are you sure it's not going to make everything explode?
It's connected to one of the chateau's 11 chimneys.
If we're going to switch on this wood burner, we need to make sure the chimneys are cleared. If there's any blockage in there or anything, it could be a fire hazard.
So Gwendoline's called in a couple of local chimney sweeps who've agreed to do the job for just €60. Starting from the roof, the men begin by checking for blockages. And after an hour, they find an obstruction about halfway down the 25-metre tall chimney.
The chimney's so badly blocked that they're obviously from the top or the bottom, they can't get the blockage out.
There's no choice but to try and get to the blockage through the wall.
Well, they've been trying to bash their way through this chimney breast for about 15, 20 minutes. And, well, at least you know the house is strong.
That's one way to look at it. French chateaux tend to have very thick, solid walls. These are about a foot deep.
The thing is, the chimney breast is solid granite, so, you know, it's not easy to knock through.
After almost an hour, the men are finally through. But there's no sign of a blockage. Please don't tell me they've done what I think they've done.
They managed to get through into the chimney breast, but it's the wrong one.
That's what you get for 60 euros.
There's two chimney breasts side by side, and the blockage is in the other one. So now what they've got to do is they've got to knock through into the other chimney breast.
A quick recalculation, and it's time for take two. After another half hour, and a lot of mess, the men are through again.
Yeah, they've got the right hole this time.
And the mystery of the blockage is revealed. A 30-year build-up of old pigeons' nests. With the chimney now cleared, they can start up the old wood burner. But will the ancient piece of kit work? Or will their dreams of saving pennies go up in smoke? Back in the Burgundy region of eastern France, Clive and Tanith need to bring in more money to their luxury Chateau hotel. Their plan? To get more locals through the door. So Clive's throwing an open day to try and tempt them. He was worried the weather could make it a washout, but it's the turnout, or lack of, that's the problem.
2:20, and only 8 people here. So let's see. There's more suppliers and more staff than there are customers. But the afternoon is young. They're all probably having their lunch still. This is France. Lunch is very important.
Whilst Clive keeps his fingers crossed for some more guests and no rain, inside, hotel life is carrying on as normal. Tonight, Tanith has got 8 new reservations at the hotel, all expecting that luxury experience.
Every little detail is quite important, really, so you just need to be aware of everything. So the cushions from the window, from where you've left the remote control to the pad and pen by the tables. We get all our laundry from England, and we also use really good quality towels. They've got to be fluffy, you know, they've got to be big and fluffy towels. This one's good to go, I think. Just needs some water, but everything else is ready.
The flood of local visitors armed with wads of cash hasn't arrived.
Bonjour. Combien? Beaucoup? Combien c'est beaucoup?
Déjà
20? 20 people so far. So just another 450.
The other 450 or so guests must be just around the corner.
Empty road. I want to see a whole line of cars snaking up with lots of people in it. And then I'll be happy. Here we go, hopefully. Vous avez une voiture? Allez. Oui, non. Bonjour. She didn't smile, did she?
But today's not just about selling the hotel to the locals. The world-renowned British sculptor Paul Day lives just a few miles away.
Look at this guy.
And Clive's invited him over to set up a stall selling signed copies of his new book.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Clive and Tanith have several of Paul's sculptures in the Abbey grounds, including these 3 life-sized bronze bulls. They've been on loan here for a year, and tomorrow, Paul's taking them back.
These are going to be moved to an exhibition I'm having in Beaune, our local town. I think they look perfect here, and I'm actually surprised that Mr. Cummings hasn't made me an offer on them, but I know how tight he is. You know, so frankly, I don't hold down much hope there.
It's now an hour into the event, and to Clive's relief, there's finally a steady stream of guests making the way into the grounds for the Abbey's big day.
I'd say there's a couple of hundred people here now, so very pleased with that. Let's hope we have another 200 or 300 coming through the door. We'll see. Another 2 coming in. Yeah. Lots of local faces, which is really nice. And they see the transformation of the building. They see the investment that we've put in. And as I say to them, it's the paying customer like them are the people that help me to continue with the renovation work. And so they're very pleased that they see it being spent on this and not on fast cars.
It looks like Clive's weather prediction has come true.
I said my red cushions were an invitation for it to rain, and it took 3 hours. It's fantastic. Il pleut quand la vache qui pisse. In French, that means it's raining like cows we.
But luckily, Mother Nature has intervened at the perfect moment.
Just as we want people to go home, it's hailing. And so, no, we've had a perfect day.
The weather held out long enough for everyone to enjoy the chateau and make some money in the process.
I think the receipt on the gate is 450 people, and our winemakers have sold their wine, our cheese lady sold her cheese, the flower lady sold some flowers. Everyone's happy, so
yeah, good
very
day,
happy,
good day.
very pleased.
Now they just have to wait and see if their efforts will bring in more locals and more euros. Some 240 miles west, in the heart of the Loire Valley, sits Chateau de Bois-Jorot, built in 1850 by an Englishman. Now it's a grand self-catering rental, with 9 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms, 20 acres of parkland and a pool. And it's still got English owners. 3 sisters, Catherine, Marion and Tanya. The business is run from the comfort of the UK by community worker Tanya, who lives near Oxford.
Morning. I'll set the kettle on. Who do you fancy, Mr. Happy today?
And younger sister, teaching assistant Marion, who lives with her family near Reading.
It's your turn for brushing your teeth.
I'll tell you what we do is pancakes.
Yeah, I'm off.
All right, see you later. Have a good day.
The sister's mum, Cleone, lives a few miles up the road from Tanya.
And I've lost the bucket already.
The chateau used to belong to her ex-husband, the girl's dad.
Bucket.
He didn't want the responsibility anymore, so he gave it to his daughters.
So they were left with a chateau, which is a bit of a double-edged sword because there are maintenance costs. They don't live there all the time. They don't speak French, and they've worked very hard to get it off the ground, and they're making a success of it. I'm actually very proud of them, although I don't usually let them know that.
I've also got to meet up with Marion at some point this week, go through chateau stuff, see where we are.
As the saying goes, with a great chateau comes great responsibility. And the sisters find it hard work maintaining and managing this magnificent 19th century castle.
It is very stressful trying to manage my job and the chateau and just general family life, parents, you know, everything that brings. Trying to actually squeeze them into life in general is quite hard.
We probably get about 10 rentals a year, through from May, June, July, August, maybe September. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's profitable, but it covers its costs, which is what we needed to do.
But running a French business from the UK has its frustrations.
Everything in France is quite different to the English way of doing things. What might be logical and feel quite sensible in the UK is very different in France. I'm not used to dealing with French authorities. I'm not used to the way that French banks operate.
Oh, offices are now closed. Monday to Friday, 9 to 12:30.
No!
Ah, the joys of French life. We know it well. Once a year, the sisters, their families and mum, Cleone, take a trip to open up the chateau for the new holiday season, after being shut up for the long winter months.
Maybe a lot of people think of having a chateau as a dream, a place they can go on holiday and relax and drink a glass of wine, watch the sun go down.
There's always issues and there's always a problem.
Have you got the passport?
There's always something that needs to be doing.
It's a 12-hour trip to the Loire Valley, and they have no idea what will be lying in store for them when they arrive. Back at Tanith and Clive's Chateau Hotel in Burgundy, it's the morning after Clive's successful open day. And even though it's only 7:30 a.m, he's already focused on his next project.
Well, we got a delivery from Greece with a statue from Paul Day, and we've taken away the 3 bull statues, and we've got a truck arriving to pick them up, and we've managed to get it all in the same time. The 2 trucks hopefully will arriving at 8 o'clock this morning, and our local farmer, Alexander, with his Manitou, to lift them up because they're heavy, very heavy.
He's not wrong. They weigh in at nearly 3/4 of a ton each. But it's not the sculptures that Clive's worried about.
These truck drivers don't respect grass or lawns, and they drive over anything, and I don't want any damage today.
By 8:10, there's no sign of truck, forklift, or even his friend Paul.
So I'm the first one. Waiting for 2 trucks and an artist. Oh well.
20 minutes later...
It's a truck arriving. It's a flatbed low loader. So this is for the bulls.
The bulls are being taken 30 miles away to be exhibited in the town of Beaune.
Peut-être poser le camion ici?
Ouais, on va voir avec lui, on va attendre.
Oui, just, OK.
Clive's friend Paul, the sculptor, is the next to arrive.
What's the grass? I'm only kidding. How you doing? All right.
With a combined value of nearly £1 million, it's going to be a delicate operation.
Bonjour, ça va?
Peut-être les lever d'un côté,
Un petit peu, voilà, sans
par en
dessous,
dessous, et puis les lever de l'autre côté, pour pouvoir avoir accès à un quart d'heure. Donc,
ouais, bah c'est bon.
Forklift driver Alexander seems confident enough.
Attention.
Clive's not going to be too pleased with that.
Attention mes bronzes, Alexandre.
And artist Paul isn't happy either, stepping in to suggest a more delicate approach.
We're just putting 2 straps around the front and rear end of the sculpture so that we can then run a strap through the middle probably and hook it up onto the forks, and then we'll just pick it up and drop it onto the back of the lorry.
The straps have worked a treat, and after just 15 minutes, the biggest of the 3 bulls is safely loaded onto the truck. But not everything has survived intact.
It's what's expected. We've got to do it another 2 times, you see, so for Mummy and Baby. So once he's done it, I'll come out. But when we installed it, it took about 2 weeks for the tracks to go. So it's what happens.
Before herding the other 2 beasts, it's time for a coffee break.
Café American en anglais. We have a mug, but over here they drink it espresso, don't they? So they like a little coffee.
But there's still no sign of Paul's new sculpture that's arriving to replace the bulls.
Off-road transporters.
It's being transported via international haulage from Greece, where it was last exhibited. It was due to arrive more than an hour ago.
10 minutes, c'est parfait. He doesn't speak French or English, so that's why he's struggling to find his way.
It's no surprise Paul's getting nervous. That's nearly £500,000 worth of sculpture that's currently lost in Europe.
Hello, Paul Day, we still have no lorry.
Back in the Pays de la Loire, it's crunch time for Gwendoline and fiancé Billy. With 30 years of bird's nest removed from the chimney, they're about to see if their old wood burner is in working order.
So we've got to go and find some dry wood in the forest that's already been cut up.
In charge of wood collection is Billy's brother Michael. And when your back garden's about the same size as 50 football pitches, you don't want to be travelling on foot if you need to get anything done.
It's really good to have this buggy, actually, because, you know, if you need to go and get something quickly, you can just hop on it and go for a drive. There's about 60 acres of land here. Half of that's forest, which is great because, you know, we need logs to keep the log burner going. once we've got enough logs to keep the thing going, we'll be able to heat the chateau for free, basically. The old caretaker that used to work here for the previous owners, he did a lot of work clearing the forest. I'm just going to go and have a look, see if there's any dry ones. They're huge logs. That one looks good.
When it comes to using wood for fuel, you can't just chop down a tree and burn it straight away. Sawn timber like this needs to sit for about 2 years to dry out before it's seasoned and can burn efficiently. Luckily for them, this stuff looks the business.
That one seems dry. Oh. I forgot to strap them on. Oh, God. I need to wake up, I think.
While Michael struggles with the logs, Billy's getting himself a practical crash course in the chateau's heating system.
Well, the hot water comes out of the top of it, because obviously the heat rises, so the cold water is fed into the bottom of it, and there's 2 valves, and they're both turned off.
Yep, you've got to turn both those on, otherwise there's nothing getting in or out.
Michael, are you there?
Are you all right?
Yep, we're ready to put some wood in it. I've just given it a bit of a once-over, and it's quite clean inside. I've turned the valves on the back, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, right, I'll bring them all back now, then.
All right, then, cheers.
Well, I'm quite excited to try the wood burner, because if it works, it really means that we can save money, and that this is money that we can put towards the renovation.
It could be a massive potential saving of up to £1,000 a month compared to using an oil-fired heater.
Key to a good fire is a nice bit of dry wood.
It's the most economical way to keep the place heated.
The moment of truth has finally arrived.
Do you want to light it?
Yeah. Let's have a go.
Do you want me to turn this on?
Yeah, just turn it on to get a draft through quickly.
That's it. It's drawing. It's not smoking at all, is it?
It's a good sign, because there is smoke, but I'm not sure the smoke is supposed to come out of the sides of the chimney. Isn't it supposed to come out of the top? Not sure about that.
Look. But it's not supposed to be coming out the sides, is it?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
I wonder why it's doing that.
So the old wood burner's fine. It's the even older chimney that's not. If they're lucky, it'll just be a few holes that need plugging with a few quid spent on some cement. If they're not, it could mean lining the chimney, and that's going to cost a whole lot more.
We have a loan to pay back,
Yeah.
and we need to make money out of this place.
It's really slow progress.
We just need to keep pushing.
Back in Burgundy, at the Cummings' former Abbey cum luxury hotel, there's also a worry for Clive and artist Paul. The £500,000 sculpture they've been waiting for...
Hello?
...is now more than 2 hours late.
The truck is there.
Are you sure?
Yes, the truck is there.
Just arrived.
Just arrived, okay.
I don't know. I'll go and have a look. OK, thank you. We'll go and have a look.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
The driver's driven 2,000 miles through 8 countries, all the way from Athens.
Kalimera. Hi. Hi. OK? OK. Oh, yeah.
So I think he can be forgiven for being a little late.
That's the plaster in 3 pieces.
Yeah, and this one's... Yeah.
And there's the bronze.
OK, that's useful.
Oh, that's a lot easier to...
Yeah, just forklift.
Yeah. So far, so good. One set of statues out and the new set of statues in. So, it's all a bit of fun. Right. Here we go, Formula 1, Formula Golf buggy. And on, we're taking over. No, we're not. We're going to die. I've run out of juice. Look. I think you're going to have to jump off, Paul, yeah. Push! Come on, Paul, get behind it.
Paul's most well-known sculpture is a bronze that stands 9 metres tall at the Eurostar terminal in London, titled The Meeting Place. The one he's putting on display at the Abbey today is a smaller version of that piece.
But I've twice tried to stop sculptures with my toe and broken the toe both times.
I can take my hat off and stunning, absolutely stunning. Very happy.
Good location.
What a clever man you are, eh?
Excellent.
240 miles west in the Loire Valley, Marion and her family are arriving at their chateau after 12 hours travelling by car and ferry.
Tree in the way, Dad. It's a big whooper.
Oh, dear.
They're here to get the place shipshape for the holiday season, starting in 3 days' time. They were last here 6 months ago, when they closed the chateau down at the end of last season. They're hoping that there won't be too much winter damage to deal with.
Here we are. Hello.
All right. Oh, let's get Pepper out.
Whoa.
OK, do you want me to just, like, open up them? I'm hoping it's in quite a good state.
It's not too bad, actually. Usually it's quite musty. You can...
Oh, I quite fancy a drink.
It's not time to crack open that bottle just yet. Let the inspection begin.
If you start looking around, you'll never stop, and there's heaps of work. Yeah, you could be here the whole time. OK, let's have a look at this.
As husband John and the boys clear the driveway of trees and branches that have come down over the winter, Marion's dealing with some very unwelcome guests. An invasion of flies.
We've got a constant problem with flies, so I need to make sure that the fly treatment people come out. So we get this treatment done twice a year and kills all the flies.
These flies are known as cluster flies, and we know them well. All big rural buildings are plagued with them. One way to get rid of them, a good dose of insecticidal spray.
The smoke alarm?
Yeah, do we know?
Yep, insecticidal spray can set off your smoke alarms. Still, good to see they work.
So it was set off, which is great. That's the first time I've known it work. So that was good. And I know, at least we know it works, so that's brilliant.
It's going to be non-stop work over the next few days to get the chateau ready for the new season. The filthy pool needs cleaning, and there are yet more flies. Next time, Sister Tanya and the rest of the family arrive to help set up. But tensions are running high.
John.
You're not listening?
No, I'm not listening.
The whole pool is leaking.
It's not leaking, it's there, so it's water.
Billy reaches new heights as he attempts to fix the holes in his chimney.
I'm absolutely terrified.
And Tanith and Clive are feeling low when it comes to a blockage in their medieval drain.
Well, come down and have a look.
No, thanks.
I'm Dick Strawbridge, and along with my wife Angel and our 2 children, we left the UK for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau. We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it. We've gradually been making it into our home as well as running it as a business.
That's a long way up.
But it turns out we're not alone, as dozens of Brits are doing exactly the same thing.
Sometimes you have to pinch yourself to think, I own that.
In this series, Angel and I will reveal more about our journey as chateau owners.
Quite a lot of scrap here. It's worth money. Might be able to pay you this time.
And guide these daring Brits where we can.
It's a solid old bridge, matey.
As they renovate.
This is looking good. I'm quite happy with this.
Repair.
I've never done this before, so it should be all right.
And struggle to transform these buildings into their homes and businesses.
Go, 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 go. Absolutely magnificent.
This is the glamorous chateau life that everyone thinks I need. Just trying to avoid getting my face near the toilets.
This is not the way to make money.
But however hard the going gets, these plucky Brits can always say they're kings and queens of their very own castles.
Cheers. Chin chin.
Today, whilst a trio of chateau rookies get their home ready to move into,
this stuff absolutely stinks.
One of them goes AWOL. Two chateau owners find playing Cupid...
He wants to propose to his girlfriend, so he's asked us to help him.
...is easier said than done.
I need to very discreetly get the gentleman on his own, just in case of loitering with intent.
Things fall apart for a novice builder.
OK, gently let it down.
Oh! And whilst Angel and I go bargain hunting at a brocante...
I love it.
It's so wrong.
Angel finds it hard to stay focused.
What do you fancy?
You.
You're so full of trouble. Come on.
Young chateau rookies, Billy, Gwendoline and Michael, have taken on the challenge of restoring the 18th century Chateau de la Baminière.
I don't really like heights.
Especially that high.
Yeah.
Situated in the Pays de la Loire region of northern France, the beautiful but neglected chateau sits in over 60 acres of woodland.
I never imagined that I live in a chateau or be renovating one. I like it in France. In England, it's a bit more hectic and rush everywhere, and it's better here. We can really enjoy yourself a little bit more. You've got more time to do things.
Over the last 3 months, they've got the heating up and running.
That's it. It's drawing. It's not smoking at all, is it?
Started decorating.
Still got to do second coats on all of the blue woodwork.
And fixed the giant chimney.
Have you managed to finish it then? Yeah, it's all done. Oh, brilliant.
But now, they've just a day left to make the chateau livable, so they can move in and leave their current home, the guest house opposite, empty for their first paying guests.
Even though, you know, this guest house that we're in at the moment is really comfortable, it's not the chateau that I thought I'd be living in.
But before this momentous move can happen, the chateau's kitchen must be finished. After weeks of preparation, the final phase of the work is due to happen today. The fitting of the handmade kitchen units.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's we've been talking about that kitchen for weeks.
Kitchen is really the first step of getting the house ready so that we can actually live in it as a home.
Having paying guests stay in the guest house will be a vital way of raising money to pay for the restoration of the chateau.
Bonjour Amélie, c'est Gwendoline au Château de la Baminière.
And their first booking is a big one.
A group of 14 girls, I think, for hem night. Quite exciting. It's going to be the very first one, and for them it has to be like really good as well, because one of them is getting married. It has to be an amazing weekend. She's also pregnant, so they're going to throw a baby shower for her as well. They're coming in this house where we live at the moment, so we need to get out of it and get it ready.
They've got a mountain of stuff to move before the guests arrive tomorrow. But now something else urgently needs their attention.
Oi! Kitchen's here!
Look how amazing it is.
Yeah.
It's so well built. Come and have a look at this.
It's really gorgeous, isn't it? I love it.
You've got it?
Their carpenter John hand-built the cabinets and worktops from scratch, using a combination of beech, elm and pine wood.
Looks like it's a really, really good quality kitchen, and we're really pleased with it so far. Just by looking at it in pieces, it's
It's really impressive. All right, yeah. All right. Are you excited about the kitchen?
With a professional carpenter on site, Michael's happy to take a breather and escape to his own pet project, the Chateau's greenhouse.
It's definitely nice to go and get away from everything. To have a space like this dedicated to growing fruit and veg is just amazing.
Whilst Michael gets back to nature, brother Billy's flat out helping to fit the kitchen.
We're just using a laser level to get the right measurement for the worktop, because if it's not perfectly level, the windows probably won't open.
Michael's dream is to grow enough fruit and veg to make the chateau self-sufficient.
I really enjoy it in here. Sometimes you can spend hours in here and not realise the time's passed.
But before planting his first crop, these beds desperately need fresh fertiliser. Luckily, he knows a large stash nearby.
Because the loft is inhabited by hundreds of pigeons and they've been there for years, thankfully we didn't throw away all the pigeon manure, and apparently it's one of the most amazing fertilisers that money can buy.
Pigeon poo does contain masses of nitrogen, which makes it ideal for feeding plants, but it's strong and it needs to be mixed with compost.
This stuff absolutely stinks. There's a dead pigeon there. I don't think we want to plant that.
Michael's pigeon plan has worked a treat. But in the half-fitted kitchen, there's a problem.
9. I'm trying to line up the units so there's not too much of a gap at the other end.
John the carpenter is worried that once his units have been fitted, there won't be enough room for the cooker that Michael's ordered.
You should ask him, really.
Yeah. All right, then. Should we call Michael?
Call Michael.
Michael!
Ah, like that.
Michael!
Michael is the only one who knows how big the cooker is. Without him checking the measurements, the kitchen can't be finished. But just when he's needed the most, he's heading to the far edge of the vast estate.
Just off down to the bottom of the forest, there's a massive pile of old leaves that have rotted down into the most amazing compost.
Michael! Michael!
With no time to spare and more than 60 acres of land to roam, finding him could be tricky. 100 miles south, in the heart of the Loire Valley, is Chateau Le Perrier. A stroll away on the banks of the Vienne River stands Chinon, a medieval town steeped in history, rich with culture, and the wines aren't bad either.
It generally does all taste good.
This is Paul Horn, proud joint owner of Chateau Le Perrier with his wife Karen.
The chateau was love at first sight.
It was.
We weren't love at first sight. No, you didn't. No, you're lying now.
The chateau's relatively modest. I think it's 400 square metres. It's got 8 bedrooms.
The Horns, who live in England, bought the mid-19th century chateau for £500,000. Having renovated all 16 rooms, they've turned it into a luxury holiday rental.
Pool's literally just been opened, and although it's only 22 degrees, you've got to go in there because you've got to make the most of it, really.
This week, there's a gap in bookings. So Paul, Karen and their kids, Katie and Tom, have a chance to enjoy the chateau and crack on with the next stage of renovation. Paul has a plan to give the chateau a unique selling point, a new luxury office space.
The next project we're looking to do is one of the lovely outbuildings is the original water tower from the 1850s. What we're looking to do is completely strip out the first floor and then put an office in there.
Et voila. Right, let's have this out.
1 window down, 2 to go.
The first job is to remove the tower's shutters.
With a little bit of sanding up and a paint, that'll be absolutely fine. I've always wanted some internal shutters.
Removing the shutters was easy. A much bigger problem is the tower's massive 10,000-litre steel water tank, which needs cutting out piece by piece with an angle grinder, a tool Paul's never used before.
Looked it on the internet, I've taken a few tips from people, and it can't be that hard to remove 3 tons of steel.
I don't think Paul has had an angle grinder think seeing him use that is a little bit nerve-wracking.
But first, he needs to get the angle grinder started.
So, Neil, where's Neil?
I'm here, Paul. I'm here.
In or out?
Thankfully, he's got professional help.
I just want to swivel this around to the other side now. Sorry.
The Chateau's handyman, Neil, who looks after the estate when the family are away.
When you're ready to start, tell me. Plug yourself in. The plug's around that side.
Right, OK.
Start around that side and we'll fire the fan up. It's going to be very loud and very smelly in a minute.
Oh, classic rookie error. Never start the grinder when it's already touching the metal.
Need to have the blade spinning before you put it in the crack.
The tank is 3 meters tall and weighs over 3 tons. Cutting through half-inch thick metal is hard work.
We worked out how long it's going to take to actually get the whole thing out because it looks quite lengthy. Not that much left to go. First panel. Wow!
There you go. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? First bit. First bit.
If Paul continues cutting at this rate, he'll still be there in a week. But the Chateau's next paying guests arrive in just 3 days. And Paul's angle grinder isn't going to help the ambience.
Oh, you fly through it this afternoon now. You've got experience. You've got confidence. Haven't you?
Whilst Paul butters the water tank, Karen and Tom are also busy.
Oh, look at all those bugs.
Too many.
This shutter has probably been on that water tower 200 years.
And it's still in very good shape.
Restoring these shutters will provide a cheap but charming original feature.
Where possible, it's really nice to be able to recycle.
Oh, wow.
Renovating a chateau is a never-ending job, and every penny counts.
I thought you'd eat it, matey.
Grandma's chicken soup.
So we're no strangers to a spot of upcycling.
Your hands are nice and warm.
Are they?
Right.
Feels cold.
Is that a loo?
Huh?
You
I
right?
didn't think that.
We love scouring reclamation yards, like this one at La Gravelle, 20 miles from our chateau. And no one can spot a bargain like my angel.
We haven't got very long, but we're looking for a birthday present here. Lots of old stuff.
It's my birthday.
47. So we're galloping around to have a quick look, see what we can find. What do you fancy?
You.
You're so full of twaddle. Come on, because you want to find it, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Look how ridiculous that is.
Where? Where?
Keep looking, keep looking.
Oh, I love it.
It's so wrong.
But it's not a water feature.
It is.
Is it? Oh, it is. Oh, I quite like all of these, like, just one Cupid things.
When on a salvage hunt, spotting a diamond in the rough can take a while.
There's lots of nice stuff here.
Oh.
Amidst a sea of rust, Angel spotted something.
Double-ended?
This old bath has real potential and is 1/10 of the price of a fully restored one.
I've got to tell you, that is not a bad bath.
Yeah, I know.
It's a deep bath.
It's in quite good nick, actually. You see it outside, obviously, it's very...
No, but the outside's dead easy.
Yeah.
You wire brush that off, and then you can...
Yeah.
You can hammerate that any way you want. But this bit here, the surprising bit is...
It's not bad nick, is it?
No, it is.
Restored, this would be perfect for our chateau. Time to close the deal on this cast iron bargain.
Bonjour, madame.
We also found a second very promising bath at the same brocante. With a combined price tag of less than £350, including home delivery. Already restored, these baths could easily cost over £1,000 each.
I think that re-enamelling and sanding the side down and painting is going to bring this bath back to life. We could be saving quite a lot of money, so I'm very, very excited about it. If we get these back to life, they are going to be just
part of this whole big adventure and journey. They're going to be a bit of a talking point. And I just think they'll be a bit more soulful than something new.
But to get these rusty baths ship-shape...
I don't like these things. Can't be.
Angel's got her work cut out.
They'll make great plant pots if you can't get them back to life.
This is Abbey de la Bousier, a monastery for 900 years. It's now owned and run as a hotel by Brits Clive and Tanith Cummings.
I think a lot of the locals probably looked at it as like being a hostile takeover. Les Anglais have arrived.
They gave up life in Sussex to start the hotel, which is nestled in lush Burgundy countryside close to the region's capital, Dijon, and where competition for guests is especially fierce.
It's basically very up and down.
Yeah.
We can have a really good year, and then the next year, for reasons that are very hard to pinpoint, it can be not so busy.
And with the huge overheads of running a luxury hotel, for Clive and Tanith, every summer is make or break.
We're up to, is it 4 loans?
I think so.
We've got 4 loans with our French bank.
It is very, very seasonal. So we have to make our money in that very short space of time. It's still very much a work in progress, and we have to be really, really tight with everything.
Clive and Tanith's exclusive resort hosts everyone from Hollywood stars to Porsche owners clubs.
I'm a bit of a petrol head myself, so I do like seeing nice cars. Welcome, bonjour, bienvenue. Envy, Porsche envy.
Today, a VIP guest has made a romantic request.
Right.
He wants to propose to his girlfriend. So he's asked us to help him try and find a way of making it really special and doing something really lovely that she's not going to forget. So they're flying in by helicopter, which is going to be an amazing start. So we're just trying to find somewhere that would just make it really romantic, and not somewhere where every hotel has, and not many hotels have a crypt. So this could make it really special.
For centuries, this crypt was used as a burial vault and a place for the monks to store holy relics. But Clive and Tanith reckon that by tomorrow, it'll be the perfect place to propose marriage.
I would have as many candles as possible, because I think that will just make it really romantic. The idea will be that he'll take her for a nice walk around the garden, they'll discover the crypt, so he'll go, well, let's have a look in here, and then he'll bring her in, and then he'll pop the question. Fingers crossed she'll say yes, and then there'll be champagne, and then they're going to have a private dinner up in the lounge and just make it as romantic as possible.
Like me when I did my romantic proposal to you.
You never did a romantic proposal. I don't think... You know it for other people, but you're not very good at doing it for yourself.
The guest's helicopter is expected in about 20 minutes. It's General Manager Michael's job to make sure the landing goes smoothly.
I don't know too much about them, though. Very, very important VIP from the United States. We've got no tables and chairs out here. We've taken the parasols down, so everything is safe minute by minute. Until he lands, we're here watching him in.
Here we go. OK, Michael, walk back now.
With their VIP guest expecting the perfect venue for a proposal, Clive and his staff must keep their heads.
I mean, you never approach until the blades have actually totally stopped. Just wait for him, Mike. Just duck your head.
I know when he bumps your head, yeah.
As the big moment draws nearer, the pressure's on for Clive and Tanith.
Good morning.
350 miles west in our chateau, my wife Angel is tackling a less romantic problem.
These are the 2 bars that we picked up in the brocante. I love the feet. They are feet that you just don't find on new baths now. They're just amazing.
Fixing up both baths ourselves, instead of buying them fully restored, could save us over £1,500. But there's several tricky stages.
Man, it's been a hell of a lot of work, lots of sanding. Definitely had a couple of my nails. I'd like to say I've done it all myself, but Duke, he's helped out. But, I mean, you could sand forever.
It's the crucial moment. Angela's applying an even undercoat.
But you know what? We'll get there. We will get to a bath that looks good in the end.
And whilst the primer dries on the first bath, Angel turns her attention to the one she painted earlier.
Right. Ooh, getting there. Legs on?
No, I'm just putting them on. I just wondered if you would help me lift the bath. He's always got a tool for everything. Oh, baby, oh, you're so strong. That is heavy. Right, where do I need to go to?
No worry, not yet. Not until I get it on the side.
Now for the enamelling.
To get this scratched old tub looking like new again, Angel needs to re-enamel it.
I don't think that's going to be an easy job.
This special paint will set into a hard, brilliant white finish.
Feels very runny.
This is the tricky part. Angel needs to roll the enamel on thickly without leaving any run marks.
It's covering it. That's a good start, isn't it?
And it sets quickly, so she has to apply the coat as fast as possible to stop the roller getting stuck to the bath.
I'm definitely expecting to do 2 coats of this. Oh, I'm liking this paint. It's like, you know, it's like Tipex. I'm sweating. It's hot, hot work.
1 coat down, 1 to go.
Quietly confident that I wouldn't mind bathing in it myself. I'm super happy. I think that looks quite good. These baths new are around £1,000. We paid 150 and 185. So yeah, we've probably saved quite a lot of money.
Saving money is always nice. Especially when the finished product looks as good as this.
Super, super happy with the bath. I love it. I've bathed the kids in this. It was quite a lot of work, but we saved a lot of money and it looks great. So you could say I'm a bath expert. Said very tongue-in-cheek. I've even had a couple of people send me pictures of themselves in the bath. And not dirty pictures, like, you know, just really beautiful, like, romantic pictures.
Back at Chateau de la Bamigne's 60-acre estate, keen to get his greenhouse up and running, Michael's deep in the woods, searching for the perfect compost.
This stuff is absolutely amazing. I mean, if you have a look, it's got a beautiful crumbly texture and it's perfect for what I need.
Michael!
He's blissfully unaware Gwendoline is searching for him.
Michael! Michael! Oi!
Oh, did you hear that? A woodpecker. There's one that lives in the cedar.
Michael! Michael!
It's a really nice sound hearing things like that in here. You know, in the countryside, you don't hear things like that in the city, so...
He's needed right now and he's not here. Never here when he needs to be.
They've got just hours left to move into the chateau and out of the adjacent guest house, where their first paying guests, a hen party of 14, are due to stay in the morning. All this depends on finishing the chateau's kitchen. But without Michael's measurement for the new cooker, work has ground to a halt.
Oh, Gwendoline.
You're needed in the chateau.
I'm needed in the chateau, what for?
Because they need to know what size exactly, like how wide is the area going to be so they can have the proper measurements, where to put the units, where to cut and all.
Right, OK. Do you want to get on or are you all right walking back? Right, there we go.
We need to take the habit of taking the walkie-talkies with us everywhere we go.
Oh, right, yeah.
All right.
All right. Right, I'll see you in a minute.
Finish. Get on with that, please.
To save money, the cooker Michael's bought is a reclaimed cast iron one, which is still in pieces. But will it actually fit in the new kitchen?
It's 70, but the handrail pokes out to 75, and that's slightly below the height of the worktop. So I don't know if this cupboard door is going to open. Let's just check. Bottom of the handrail bracket is going to be up here, so the door will open under the handrail brackets without any problems.
No problem, yeah.
So it's perfect. Bit of touch and go there, yeah. I thought the cooker wasn't going to fit. I mean, that would have meant we'd have to find a whole new cooker, and that would have been no good. So, yeah, everything's fine. No worries, yeah.
Crisis averted, work on the kitchen can resume. But to get it finished, there are still many more hours of work. After a very long night, the bespoke kitchen worktop is finally going on.
You've got that there, John?
Yeah, got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
But in just 2 hours, a hen party's arriving to stay in the guest house where Billy, Gwen and Michael have been living. So they're facing a packing nightmare.
I don't know how many pair of shoes I've got. Too many, probably.
With 14 paying guests expecting flawless accommodation, all their belongings must be moved to the chateau where they'll now be living.
I'll have time to organise it all later.
With a mountain of mess to sort out, Gwen's badly in need of furniture for the empty chateau. And some help from the boys.
Is it heavy? Yes. Oh, it is heavy. Really heavy. We'll carry it without.
Put it...
In our bedroom?
There's no room.
Oh, there will be if I
All
find
right,
it.
if you want. But it's to put towels and... It's for everyone.
I thought it'd be good for my clothes. Oh, whatever. Gwendoline, difficult she is. Can you...
I'm not being difficult. I'm trying to find room for everyone, everything at the moment.
Oh, it's better now. It's not as heavy. Right, just plonk it down here for now. Until the boss tells us where to put it.
With lots still to do, will Gwen, Billy and Michael be ready for their first ever guests?
We're kind of almost running out of time.
Back at Chateau Perrier, the idyllic calm of the Loire Valley is still being punctuated by Paul's angle grinder. After 5 hours cutting the giant water tank, Paul and his helper Neil have removed several large sections.
Nice one. I finally made friends with the angle grinder, and we're going quite well now.
Cutting out the 3-ton tank is the first stage of transforming this outbuilding into a new office retreat.
Watching somebody angle grinding, the novelty wears off real quick.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Paul needs the noisy metalwork finished before the next paying guests arrive in just 2 days. In the chateau, Karen also has a project she's rushing to complete.
My intention is to screen print some fabric to make some blinds for our guest bedroom, so our guests don't have to wake up at the same time that the sun rises.
But making the stencil to screen print her blinds is a long and tricky process.
The emulsion is being applied in a very messy fashion. So I have my negative prints. These areas that are clear are the areas where the ink should go through. That is, of course, if I've done it correctly.
To burn this design onto the light-sensitive screen,
Good to go where it's nice and bright.
Karen exposes it to direct sunlight for 3 minutes.
We'll see.
Now for the moment of truth.
OK, now I'm getting worried. You know what I've done? I've actually done the reverse to what I actually wanted.
Poor Karen's got her template wrong. This screen will print the area outside her pattern, not the pattern itself.
I've done the wrong way around. I laid at night worrying that I'd done this.
And with just a day to finish the blinds, it's back to the drawing board.
So now we've done the easy bit, we've got to do the hard bit, we've got to get the roof down.
Outside, Paul and handyman Neil have reached the last and most dangerous part of removing the tank.
We want to rotate it around so that this is pointing towards the doorway.
Hopefully not acting like a guillotine at the same time. And...
Whoa, steady, steady. Put the chicken run again.
Right, I'm going to go outside the door then.
You ready?
Yeah. Don't stand there, okay?
No, just bear with me for a minute. Okay, gently let it down.
Oh, it's so scary. Oh.
If I hadn't lost the end of my finger already, I may well have done just then.
You should have put the other one in. You could have got a matching pair. Yeah. We're down.
Because I've got a really dusty throat now, obviously, being inside.
Let's go do it.
And I think I've got slightly soiled underwear as well after that.
The top of the water tank may be vanquished.
I'm just seeing if it attached to anything.
But with time running out, Neil and Paul still need to remove the base. 100 miles north, at Chateau de la Baminière, Billy, Gwendoline and Michael's first guests, a hen party of 14, are due in just 2 hours. And their accommodation, the guest house, is still not ready.
The whole building's got to be completely cleaned and prepared for the guests. It's a bit rushed, a bit last minute, but we're going to get it done.
Whilst Billy and Gwen concentrate on the guest house, Michael's discovered something outside that may not be of help.
Listen up, dog poo. Right, you're going in here for the day.
With this messy problem sorted, it's time for the final push.
How many men does it take to change a light bulb? 2. Lovely.
We're kind of almost running out of time now. The guests are going to be here really soon.
And with that, with just minutes to spare, the guest house is finally ready. The guests are due to arrive at any minute.
I'm going to hide out the way because Gwendoline is probably best suited for the job of greeting the guests. I'll be standing there a bit like a lemon, going bonjour, 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 and that'll be it.
Bonjour Gwendoline.
Ouais. Ça va bien et vous, Amélie, du coup?
Super, ouais, c'est moi.
Très bien. Bonjour, Gwendoline. Qui je vous montre la maison? Là, vous avez l'autre chambre pour 2 personnes, mais si vous voulez dormir à 4...
On dormira à 4 chambres.
Et vous avez la salle de bain ici également.
C'est parfait, c'est top, c'est top, c'est top, c'est top, j'adore.
Bon, bah tant mieux. Je préfère ça plutôt que oh non, j'aime pas.
Whilst the chateau's first paying guests begin to let their hair down...
Oh, what's that you got?
Well, we need to celebrate, don't we?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, fancy a little bit of that.
Gwendoline, Billy and Michael can now toast 2 life-changing moments.
Hey!
Getting their business off the ground, and even better, their first day living in the chateau itself.
Well, in the end, we're in the chateau now. Cheers.
We're here, the guests are in the guest house.
And to our future in the chateau.
Yeah.
Cheers.
With the tiles done, the cooker in, their beautiful bespoke kitchen is now ready to use. But they've still got 39 more rooms to go.
We'll get there in the end.
Yeah, not today.
Not today, though,
No.
no. Lunch?
Yeah, shall we eat something?
So that's one new chateau finally open for business. 400 miles away in Dijon,
Rose petals on the floor.
That would just give it a nice bit of colour as well.
experienced hoteliers Clive and Tanith are ready to welcome a high flyer.
Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Cummings.
How are you?
Nice to
Welcome to
finally
the
meet
Abbey,
you.
and you too. How are you? Welcome. Yeah, so come on through. Come on through. Let me take you in.
Their VIP guest Frank has told Clive he wants to propose to his girlfriend Tammy before dinner this evening. At Clive's suggestion, he's popping the question in the Abbey's crypt. But Frank's never actually been here before, so doesn't know the layout of the grounds.
I need to very discreetly get the gentleman on his own so I can show him where the crypt is. Just a case of loitering now. Loitering with intent, as I keep saying. I'm just going to hang around and wait. Hopefully, he might need to go to the toilet. When he does need to go to the toilet, I'll quickly whip him over to the crypt, show him the crypt, and I need to know the time as well. That's important for me, so I can get the candles lit and the champagne.
Clive just needs a couple of minutes alone with Frank.
I bet she catches me sneaking a peek.
But he's got to be discreet.
Billy. Won't risk it. I'll stay inside and wait.
But an hour-long lunch comes and goes without a single trip to the bathroom.
I'm sat here patiently waiting for one of them to move. And they've both moved. So they've both now gone for a walk. Douche, 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 douche. Loitering, loitering, loitering.
Clive and Tanith can't risk the couple stumbling across the crypt when it's not proposal ready. So they're going ahead with the finishing touches.
We're just going to try and make this look really pretty and really romantic. So we've got lots of red rose petals. Obviously, it's a nice bouquet of roses, which she'll be able to take away with her. And then just lots of candles. But I've sort of got vanilla ones, so it's a nice smell as they walk in. So we'll make sure that we light them a good hour before they're due in. So hopefully it'll give a nice smell. You can never have too many candles. The more candles, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
I haven't been able to get him alone, so we're lighting the candles a little bit premature at the moment.
So we're just hoping that he does find it, because it's a little bit tucked away. But we couldn't really say anything in front of her, so we're just going to have to cross our fingers and hope he finds it. Fingers crossed, it all goes according to plan.
Should we have a trial run? No? OK. See, I did offer her.
OK, good. Right, happy with that.
Right, on it. Let's go.
Happy with that.
The crypt is ready. All they need now is the couple.
Should we go and hide?
No, they're coming through that way.
Yeah.
I need to go for a wee.
And 90 minutes later, the big moment arrives.
Nice dress. Nice dress she's got. In they go.
Could be standing here for a long time.
It's changed my life.
Oh, there goes the cork.
That wasn't the cork.
That was the cork.
Yes. Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations. Yeah, good.
Yes, you did well.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. We're going to leave you in peace with the champagne. Ah, good day's work.
It's a happy day for both of us. Happiest days of our lives. I love you.
I love you.
250 miles west in the Loire Valley, at Chateau, with guests arriving in the morning and renovation work behind schedule, the whole Horn family are pitching in.
I've got to get all the toiletries out and in the cupboard. I need to reply to the email from the people that are coming tomorrow, and need to pack, and we need to cook. I think it might be a late night.
See if we can fold this down. Ready?
In the outbuilding, Paul's angle-grinding marathon is almost at an end.
Whoa, big hole.
The final challenge for him and handyman Neil is to cut out the water tank's base. In the chateau, despite her disastrous first attempt, Karen's persevering with her screen printing.
Voila. Perfect. That's exactly what we want.
She's created a new design template, and this time it's the right way round.
I'm happy, although it is really blotchy.
Karen hopes to screen print her pattern onto a set of blinds and hang them in a guest bedroom, but she's going to have to wait.
It's still very wet. And I'm not sure I've got any hope in this drying anytime soon. Dry a bit quicker. I'll probably end up with a disaster as well.
While her troublesome template dries, Karen goes to inspect Paul and Handyman Neil's work in the new office.
Just got to try and cut up the last bits of the floor of the water tank.
You have survived the disc cutter experience. Mate, well done.
God, it's enormous. I can't believe.
That's quite easily,
I can't believe you've done it.
I know.
2 days?
Yeah.
That's impressive, isn't it? But you didn't think that when you started.
No, I thought I'd be here for a week. The view is just fantastic. There could be worse places to work.
It looks fab.
With Karen suitably impressed,
Oh, difficult. Right.
the boys get
Well, I'm
on
gonna
with
put it
removing the
towards me so
floor.
that corner rips.
After slicing through over 3 tons of steel, Paul certainly mastered the angle grinder.
Now, this one is heavy. Ooh.
But with new masonry, plumbing and electrics all still to do, he's got a lot more to learn before the office is finished.
So that's the original valve for the water tank for the whole of the chateau and estate. That'll definitely be polished off and put in the office just to remind me of my angle grinding days.
It's been a long day, and there's still one job left to do. It's now Karen's last chance to get the screen printing right on her blinds.
I only have one piece, and it's exactly the right size for my window, and I don't have any more. I've only got tonight to get it finished and printed, so there's a lot counting on me not making any mistakes. I'm really nervous.
No pressure.
Okay, here we go. Wow. That's amazing. Doesn't that look beautiful? I love the modelling. I love it. Absolutely love it. That's so beautiful.
Magnificent. A finish to be proud of.
This fabric will be unique because it's not digitally printed, so everyone is slightly different. And that's what is the beauty of printing by hand. Just sewing the last few seams together so that I can get on and actually hang these blinds. It's a little bit stressful as I'm running out of time.
All that's left is to get the blinds hung, ready for tomorrow's guests.
Hard up on the ceiling.
Can you come down a little bit? Wow. Let's see what these beauties look like. I think the guests are going to love it because I think it adds a little bit of warmth to the room. I love the idea of reusing fabrics. It just adds a quality you can't buy.
It's been a productive trip, and the family can now enjoy their final evening in the chateau before their guests move in.
What do you think, Tom?
It's delicious.
But there's still a huge amount of work to do on the office. And with the chateau booked out for most of the summer, there are only a few free days to do it.
So, cheers. Enjoy the meal, because for in half an hour, we'll be packing and finishing and getting ready for the guests tomorrow.
You've ruined it for me. We're not there yet.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To la faria.
Next time, I receive an SOS from some chateau neighbours. How are we doing? Lovely to meet you. And wind up with a serious challenge on my hands. Are you ready?
This isn't going to work, is it?
Out in the woods, the hunt is on for some unwanted visitors.
You've really got to keep away from them because they're quite dangerous.
And in the Loire Valley, the heat is on to repair a crumbling wall.
It's hot. I'm expiring here. I don't think I could be hotter.
Plus, Michelin-starred food sourced from the back garden.
Look at this, look. All the strawberries, look at them all.
That's me, Dick Strawbridge, my darling wife Angel, and our two beautiful children. Nearly 3 years ago, we upped sticks for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau. We've been doing it up ever since.
Oh, baby, you're so strong.
Turns out we're not the only ones.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
Dozens of Brits are taking the plunge to rescue these stunning buildings.
What amazing colours.
We need to get on top of it, get on top of the goats.
In this series, we'll reveal more on how we're running our chateau as a business.
Oh, ta-da! Back on dry land.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And we'll help these daring families run theirs.
Here's to the meeting of two like-minded couples.
Cheers.
Cheers.
As they face the highs...
I'm absolutely terrified.
...and lows.
It's extremely expensive. It's financial suicide.
...of running these gorgeous buildings as everything from B&Bs to beautiful wedding venues.
Owning a chateau isn't glamorous. Anyone who thinks it is delusional.
Today, the stress of prepping a chateau for an opening party takes its toll.
He lost 4 kilos in the last 2 weeks. 4 kilos, it's quite a lot.
But come the big night, it looks like it might bring in some business.
Your wedding,
My wedding, that's right. I might have to talk to Martin about that.
At one chateau, a mother disagrees with her daughter's plan to bring in some much-needed cash.
I would never have done a party like this, personally. Absolutely not.
It's great having my mother here, but stress levels have risen because she's never happy with what I'm doing.
One man's caravan renovation plans take a backward step.
A little bit of wood to be cut out and sort of whenever put in again, but... Oops, and the floor. The floor needs replacing as well.
And a bride suffers prenuptial jitters before her chateau wedding.
Oh gosh, everyone's sitting down. Not that I'm panicked or anything now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
This is the 18th century Chateau de Humorous, and it's being renovated by British designer Nicole and her Belgian boyfriend Stefan.
How many rooms will it have?
No idea. I don't think I've ever counted.
No, we were always focused on renovating them. Huh?
Plus, you have a short-term memory problem.
It's because I never sleep. Huh?
Located in the Picardy region of northern France, they've been working on it for 3 years after a chance encounter in a hotel.
I was sitting in the lobby reading a magazine.
I was like, ooh, there's a picture of my house.
All of a sudden, I got tapped on the shoulders. I looked up, and Nicole was standing there. I said, do I know you? She answered, you should, because you're looking at my house.
I'd spent several years restoring a property in the south of France. It was photographed in this magazine. So I just thought I'll give him a tap on the shoulder.
And then we ended up as a couple over here renovating a castle.
They're now converting it to an upmarket B&B.
It needs to be generating money. It needs to be self-financing.
They were also planning to open a tea room to start earning some money. But after Nicole went to see my wife Angel for some advice...
I want to be a destination place and bring 20 grand in a month.
She returned with some news for Stefan.
The main things that I learned is basically the bottom line is if we just do a tea room, it's not a good idea.
So Nicole came up with a plan.
Now we're going to be concentrating on getting the rental spaces decorated and ready.
She wants to focus on getting a B&B guest room within the chateau finished And as for the hall?
Maybe as a breakfast room?
Exactly. It could be perfect as a breakfast space, and then in...
Also for other types of events? Or
Exactly.
How do you see it? Yeah.
Use the room for other events. It could be courses, it could be conferences. Every other week we plan a course. Who knows? We have to think about that.
People can book it, people can then use the space.
So now they're rushing to get the hall.
There's been some plumbing issues. There are holes in the floor.
And guest room.
Putting up wallpaper, it's taken ages.
Ready for the summer.
Getting the electric cables into the walls to put the lighting, connecting all the electricity. We're clearly not ready, you know, we're just not.
But with their target deadline fast approaching, their new plans have been thrown into chaos, with their application for a vital loan from the bank rejected.
It was a complete blow, which has affected how the work has been able to progress. Had the mortgage come through, we'd have been able to have some more people on board, working faster, getting things done. You can imagine what a hole such a place creates in your pocket. So it's really put a lot of pressure on.
With no money to pay for extra workers, Nicole and Stefan have had to work even harder to try and get the hall and guest room finished.
This is the room we're going to be renting out so that we can have a little bit of extra income coming in. Clearly, we're not ready now. We've got some painting to do, we've got curtains to put up. There's a load to do, but we'll have it done. We have to.
And they're making life even more difficult by throwing a party tomorrow for friends and family to kick off their new plans for the hall.
This is a bit of a practice run, really. See what kind of atmosphere we can create, see how many people we can get to fill the space.
It all looks rather stressful.
4 kilos I lost already, Sylvain.
Yeah, he lost 4 kilos in the last 2 weeks. 4 kilos, it's quite a lot. I mean, it's adding a bit of stress because we've had to organise things in time, but it's worth it, I hope.
With cash short, quick fixes and easy patches are the order of the day.
We have this blank spot in between with a big difference of height. So we're just filling this up with concrete, we're leveling it out, and that we have a temporary floor for when people come up. Otherwise, they might fall down.
Job done, but Stefan's looking exhausted.
Last night we got 3 hours of sleep, and now it's just getting through the day. Each one you see, you just have to sort it out, get it done, trying to survive until tomorrow evening, I think.
But with just a day to go before the party, there's still a mountain of work to do. This is the 16th century Chateau de Lalande, home to Stephanie Jarvis.
I always knew that I wanted to buy a chateau. I think probably from the moment I was reading fairy tales as a child, it was really clear that's what I wanted to do.
Located in central rural France, she and her friend Nick bought this place together after pulling all their resources.
I had a 2-bedroom flat in London. He also had a 2-bedroom flat in London. He said it would be way more fun if we sold both our flats and got maybe a 4-bed terraced house in Arsenal with a garden. And I was saying to him one night, it's so depressing, the things I'm seeing that we can afford with everything we've got pulled together, and I know that for the same price we could buy a chateau in France. So I started looking, we sold our flats and bought here.
The chateau cost her about £600,000. Not a bad price for a 500-year-old 17-bedroom palace with 60 acres of land, a lake and a private chapel. But it needed a lot of work.
We redid all of the electrics, all of the plumbing, had to put in septic tanks. Obviously, all of the asbestos had to go. We insulated every outside wall downstairs. So big works. The renovations were very expensive, but then the maintenance costs start to hit, and that I hadn't really thought about that much.
With bills to pay, Stephanie's come up with 2 ways the chateau could generate some cash.
The chateau generates money mainly through chambre d'hôte, B&Bs. The chambre d'hôte is working more and more every year, but by far most of the business comes through workshops. We have maybe 6 a year.
The workshops are for groups of musicians who stay for a whole week. She also has a long-term plan.
I want to make 2 new apartments over the garages, and I'd like to rent them as gîtes.
And to pay for this, she's launching a new event.
We want to try and start sort of singles weekends. So that's the next big project for this year.
She plans on hosting singles parties where 20 to 30 single people come to the chateau for a weekend to meet, dine and play games.
It's quite nice to just go away somewhere in the middle of nowhere and meet lots of other people around the same age group who are single and so wanting to meet lots of people as well.
As a trial run, she's invited 30 close friends and family for an Easter weekend dinner party. It's even got a theme.
Tonight is the Under the Sea themed dinner, so I'm mainly doing fish and lots of salads.
But the person she thought was helping with the cooking can't make it.
Well, I can't cook. My mother collects cookery books, so I got every cookery book I could find. I spent the whole night just going through cookery books looking for recipes. It's not so much could things go wrong as what will go wrong.
First job Stephanie takes on is a simple garlic mayonnaise.
I may have broken the whisk.
Yes. This is much better. Oh la la, c'est belle!
Stephanie's mum, Isabel, who's French, has joined her daughter for the weekend.
Mayonnaise.
It's been a bit of a struggle. The first machine was broken. Second machine is working. But we're getting there.
That's the story of our lives. You get here, something is broken.
Always. She's much more organised than I am. I think she finds the party quite stressful because she just sees the work that needs doing.
I would never have done a party like this. Personally, absolutely not.
Mummy doesn't understand how she had a daughter like this.
No, I think there has been a big mistake at birth.
A switch.
A switch.
I don't really understand why I am attempting to make mayonnaise when there's so much to do.
Luckily, some of Steph's friends have arrived early and helped make a start on the decoration for the undersea theme.
So we've got a lot of fabric, but I'm not too sure how we're going to turn this into waves.
Just tent it. Tent it so that it's like hanging in waves like this.
Okay.
Her friend Michael doesn't seem convinced by the underwater theme.
So I think this is going to be a lot bigger than I thought it would. And I'm not sure it's going to feel like we're under the sea.
Oh, ye of little faith. Back in the kitchen, Stephanie has more pressing concerns.
Mummy has arrived not so much to save the day with the mayonnaise as to criticise the mayonnaise and tell me what the mayonnaise...
Constructive.
Oh, constructive
Yes, so that
criticism.
you can make it perfect.
I think it just needs salt. I'm stepping away from the mayonnaise now.
Thank
I've just got to let it go.
That small bowl of mayo took over an hour to make.
I'm a bit concerned that my timing's been a little off. This is the sort of thing my mother talks about with like me not being very organised but quite enthusiastic. But the mayonnaise is done. That's what matters.
Good for you, Stephanie. But there's still tons to do to be ready for tonight's party, which is scheduled to start in 2 hours, by the way.
I still have to make my costume and do my hair and make the pasta and the canapes and the salads. There's still a lot to do.
Chateau de Lys. This mid-19th century, austere yet beautiful building was once a boys' school. It's now run as a B&B by Britt Tim and his wife Marguerite. But they're not bringing in enough income.
Our biggest problem is we have undercapacity during the summer, so we have to sort that out, because if we can get that together, then life becomes a lot easier.
So they've got big plans. Located just an hour's drive from Calais, in the picturesque Picardy region, they think they're perfectly positioned to develop a luxury caravan park and lease their gîtes in a co-ownership scheme.
So we turned it really from a sort of big empty barn, which was lovely, into something which you can live in. I love it.
But all sales on the gîtes have been on hold for the last 6 months, while Tim's battled a colony of bees in one of their chimneys. After multiple attempts to get rid of them, today he's hoping they're gone for good.
Let's go and check. Ah, shit! Ooh, ah, that's just... Well, I think the bees are gone. Brilliant. Jeep's safe, and people won't get stung on their bum. We have won the battle of the bees, and they've all gone, so we can get on and we can sell the jeep.
Their other project, the Caravan Park, is still in its early stages. They've got the first caravan in position, but it's a sad old thing in need of TLC. Tim's replacing the outer wooden panelling to to make it weatherproof.
This is all second-hand wood from Holland. And it's interesting, in Holland, this stuff, they just recycle it. You go to a breaker's yard, pick some up, and it's normally cheaper than buying new wood. I can't find anything like this in France that I can use, so all the wood, which is quite a lot, I've got enough here to do the whole of this side, has cost me about, I think, about 200 euros. You just sort of, you know, buy it, bring it down, paint it, so it's got a nice weatherproof outside coat. And I quite like it. I mean, I quite like the fact that it's all different, you know. It's all old. It also means it's seasoned, so it means it won't warp.
Yep, new or untreated wood will contain moisture. Then when it dries out, it can twist, bow or curl. Tim just needs to make sure he regularly waterproofs his wood.
Some bits are easier than others. This one bows in the middle, which is a shame.
Tim and Marguerite have got their first guests arriving to stay in a month's time.
This is looking good. I'm quite happy with this. But I'm almost at the stage now where I can go inside this and we can sleep in it.
Almost.
The fire is in position, looking good. We'll be able to light that soon. It's just mainly cleaning. It's been idling in the field now for quite a long time, but it's watertight, so there's no real damage anywhere. The electricity's become a bit dated. Halogens are out, LEDs are in, so probably have to change a few bulbs. And now we can get some beds in, maybe get a little cooker, have a little kitchen.
Sounds like a fair bit of work to me.
There's a couple of rotten bits there, but that's not disastrous. A little bit of wood to be cut out and sort of put in again, but... Oops, and the floor. The floor needs replacing as well.
Better add that to the to-do list. A 9-hour drive south of Tim's is another chateau, Chateau de Bramatort. This 1,000-year-old fort is home to Alison Ward and Paul Hunter.
When you buy a chateau, you think most of your cost is done when you buy it. But in reality, the costs are what happens year after year after year as you start renovating and trying to convert it into a business.
Based in the Languedoc region of France, they want to make a living running it as a wedding venue, so they can give up their jobs as HR and IT consultants.
It's been 10 years of graft, 10 years of having to travel and work in different parts of the world and come back here and do the renovations, turning it into an incredible environment for people to have their weddings.
They've now finished the wedding terrace, and tomorrow it'll be used for its very first wedding.
Paul and I love turning the place into something beautiful with wow factor that our clients can really enjoy.
Today, the bride and groom have arrived.
Wow.
Can't believe we're here.
James and Hannah have invited over 30 family and friends to their wedding. With Paul away working, Alison is holding the fort.
Hello.
Hiya. Hi. This is Champers, isn't it? Hi, Champers. Hello.
Before they're shown up to their suite, Alison wants the soon-to-be-married couple to take part in an ancient custom.
If I can just explain to you a tradition, which is to say the Lord's Prayer.
Okay.
We've got this sign of the Knights of the Templar in front of the front door, and that actually makes sure that you have a future happy marriage, and it also blesses the house at the same time.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Lovely. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, lovely.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Amen.
I'll follow your lead.
Our Father,
Who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
thy kingdom come,
Thy will be done.
on earth as it is in heaven.
Amen.
And enter the house.
James and Hannah last visited Chateau de Bramatort 18 months ago, when the bridal suite was still being renovated.
Here we are, through the old courtyard door, into the new suite of angels.
Can't believe how different
Wow,
it
that's
is.
amazing.
I love all the furnishings as well. Lovely.
Wow.
You've got the balcony out there.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, fabulous.
Oh, that's spectacular. Wow.
The views are absolutely stunning.
That is lovely.
So when we came here before, this balcony wasn't here at all. So it's literally just a hole here. I'm really, really pleased. I'm so excited to stay here now.
Over the next few hours, the rest of the guests arrive.
Have we got both bags?
Yep.
But unfortunately, it seems some of them have brought some typical British weather along with them.
Part of the reason why we chose the south of France was because of the weather. You can never really guarantee the weather in the UK. Just hoping that the sun comes out for us tomorrow.
With the storm forecast to last through tomorrow, the big day, it looks like all Paul and Alison's hard work developing the wedding terrace may have been wasted for this particular wedding. Just under 500 miles north, at Chateau de Humières, it's all hands on deck.
It's really fun, actually, when everyone's just mucking in and we're all working together to get it done.
Nicole, Stefan and their small team of volunteers are racing to get the Chateau's main hall ready for the upcoming party tomorrow, and its new guest room open for business.
It doesn't feel like the end is almost in sight. There's still loads to do. And I think as people get kind of more knackered, then sort of hysteria sets in, and then you just get the giggles for nothing, which is great. This looks much better, or moved on, much closer to finishing touches, which is the bit that I really enjoy.
Ever-resourceful Stefan has a plan to add a striking new feature to the hall. He's acquired a beautiful ceiling rose.
This is the bit that came from another chateau, the chateau not far away from here, which regretfully was torn down for some reason, and I think it will go very nicely in the entrance hall. This is the fun part. This is the preparation of the glue to put the molding on the ceiling. And it's actually cement, sets in about 5 minutes.
You can't hang around with this stuff. Stefan will need to get it up and in position on the ceiling quickly.
And it's like concrete when it's set. It's sort of making like a dough, sort of cooking. Putting some on the sides so that it will attach to the ceiling without falling down on us. If you hold it, I will screw it. Yeah? You like it?
I think it's brilliant.
I know how to fix it. Okay, let me think. With a piece of wood. Make sure it has a time to settle. My only concern, actually, the cement is actually already hard.
Stefan leaves it in position for 5 minutes.
Seems to stay up.
And then starts to undo the plank, holding it up against the ceiling.
Well, what if it doesn't stick?
Never lucky.
At Chateau de Lalande, preparations are underway for tonight's Easter party. Owner Stephanie has plans to hold singles parties to bring in more money. So tonight is a test run with 30 close friends and family.
Half the guests are here, the other half are about to arrive. The rooms are ready-ish.
While she struggles with dinner, her friends help decorate for the party's underwater theme.
I'm hammering the nails into the beams so we can put strings back and forth from which we're going to drape these pieces of material.
Those are hand-carved beams from about 1490.
So let's not destroy them in one go, then.
Yeah.
One nail per beam.
One nail per beam would be good.
In the kitchen, Stephanie not only has lots more food to prepare...
I have to make another mousse, and I have to make a pasta bake. There's a lot to do still.
She needs to get ready for the party herself.
I'm still a little bit concerned about the fact that I still don't have a costume.
And with less than an hour until the party is due to start, with the decorations and cocktails nearly ready...
I need another bottle of the blue Caravan, I believe.
In the kitchen, tensions are rising.
Stephanie, I think you complicate your life. A radish is a radish. You serve the blooming radish.
Sorry.
Cucumber is cucumber. Serve the cucumber.
This is why my mother doesn't do the cooking. You would get a radish, a cucumber, anything else on someone's plate? A potato. A radish, a cucumber, a potato.
I believe in healthy cooking.
It's great having my mother here, but stress levels have risen because she's never happy with what I'm doing until it's done. Like afterwards, she's like, "Oh, you did so well. That was really great." But every step of the way up until it's done, there's a bit of micromanagement going on.
Let's face it, without my presence, there would be chaos. There will be 20 of them in here.
It's 9 p.m. and the chateau is full of hungry guests. But at last the food's ready. if an hour late.
Okay, everyone. It's time to come and eat. Bring your plates.
And it looks great.
It's been a hell of a lot of work, and I didn't know that we'd get it all done, especially when we spent an hour on the mayonnaise this morning.
Finally, Stephanie can enjoy herself for a bit.
Now I get to relax because I finished cooking, and Kim's cooking tomorrow.
The good news is one of Stephanie's friends has volunteered to cook breakfast tomorrow. The bad news, she's still got lots of other things to arrange.
I'm going to sleep when I finally get to bed. I'm not sure when that's going to be. Tomorrow morning, we have to be up.
Let's hope she's ready for action then. About 320 miles north, back in Picardy, Tim and Marguerite's first caravan guests arrive in 4 weeks' time. The interior still needs renovating, plus the new hole in the floor. But Tim's turning his attention to the fire pit outside.
I'm sort of envisioning it going around like this, making a circle. These are good old rocks, aren't they?
The great thing about old chateaux is there's usually a plethora of handy materials just hanging about.
So I've got a whole pile of stones. I reckon that's probably part of the original paving for the chateau, which is long gone. My little barrow will take 6 of those before it starts breaking. So we're going to go backwards and forwards with 6 at a time. So the only problem with this system is that there is a considerable distance between the stones and the fire pit.
Hey, we need a lot more stones, I think.
We need a lot more stones, don't we?
So,
Well,
good luck.
Thank you. I think 2 more after this, don't we think?
Perfect.
As Marguerite lays them into the circle, Tim carries on with the donkey work.
It's really coming together.
Oh, it's great. Do we need a full circle? We are nearly there, aren't we?
Yeah, it looks so good.
Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it? It looks much better than I thought it was going to look.
Me too.
Well done, it looks great. That's it.
Marguerite's off to make a well-deserved cuppa, as Tim tests out his handiwork with the help of son Joe.
What do you reckon? Oh, I've got chocolate. Hey.
Have you helped?
Have you helped? Have you?
So, this is working really well.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It's really nice.
And cheers.
Yes. To the fire pit.
Fire pit.
Well done. How far do you think before the caravan's finished?
What year is 2017, isn't it?
Okay.
No, I don't know. I mean, I think if I get a run at it, I think I can do it in 2 or 3 days.
Tim's confident he'll be ready for the first guests in 4 weeks. Before then, I want to help them out, so I've invited them to our place for a business chat.
This will be fun.
Yeah. Looking forward to this.
Me too, yeah.
Who knows, maybe Angel and I can offer them some helpful advice.
He seems to know what he's doing.
I'm obviously very excited about meeting Angel.
Over 550 miles south, at the opposite end of the country, it's the day before the first wedding of the season at Chateau de Bramatort. It's August, but you wouldn't think so.
We should get the fire going, shouldn't we?
All the hard work carried out developing the new terrace by the pool for wedding receptions could have been to no avail.
On the day, you can't plan for everything. We've just got to find the best solution and use the chateau and its grounds to its best ability.
It's the morning of the wedding, and the storm appears to have passed. Bride Hannah is relieved.
There was a bit of thunder and lightning last night, torrential rain, so the panic was really starting to set in. Obviously last-minute nerves and things, but hopefully we won't see any more of it today.
The storm has delayed the preparations.
A bit further back.
With the wedding just 5 hours away, everyone's got a job.
We've got 100 flags.
Yeah. We can always cut it and take it.
Yeah, OK.
I'll put our lunchy bits in there now.
OK.
We've got all the sparkling, well, not all the sparkling, majority of the sparkling there.
OK.
That's the milk for the teas.
OK, yes. We're getting there.
More settled?
Yes.
But an hour before Hannah walks down the aisle, the weather worsens.
We've had such unusual weather conditions. Last night there was a tempest, and now the wind seems to be getting up. So we're just trying to work out what's the best place to be serving the drinks and the canopies to make sure they're not going to be blowing away.
Poor Hannah. Is her dream wedding going to be a washout? At Chateau de Humière, Stefan is about to find out if he successfully stuck a rose to his ceiling, or if he's about to be hit in the face with 10 pounds of falling plaster. Phew.
It's really nice.
The next day, the day of the party, after just a few hours sleep, Stefan's now got to find out if the ceiling can withstand the weight of a heavy chandelier.
So we bring it up, you go up the scaffolding, I'll give it to you, then we put it on the ceiling, and then the ceiling falls down, okay? Okay. We have to somehow attach these things, then we can pull this up.
The chandelier means a lot to Stefan.
It's a pretty old chandelier. It came out of the house of my grandfather. This is all the potential to go dramatically wrong. Pulling too much, the entire thing will come down. It's a cool working blind. One cable in. Whew. Yeah. Now we take it up. I'll take your side, yeah. Don't push it so hard. Okay.
He needs to attach it to a hole in one of the wooden beams in the ceiling. An easy job if you could see what he was doing.
Need to turn it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, we're done. Oh. This is super safe. I can pull it off.
I think it's brilliant.
Well done, Stefan. Along with Nicole, they spent the rest of the day getting the place ready.
Let's leave it there for now. I think it might be all right.
But with 2 hours until the guests arrive, Stefan notices his ancient digger is spoiling the view. He wants to move it, but Nicole is concerned for his safety.
Stefan's been working day and night. I'm slightly worried about him, actually, because he's been working so hard.
He's exhausted and injured himself last night.
As you can see, I fell over. I was getting some stuff out of the stables, and I just completely fell on the tractor. Luckily, I still have all my teeth, but my chin is bruised.
I wouldn't advise operating heavy machinery when you're as tired as Stefan, people.
Now the resting place of the digger is like between the old stuff. It really helped us out, actually, because without it, I don't think we could have managed so far. So it was very practical.
Luckily, Stefan parks it without doing himself or anyone else any injury.
Part of Chateau life, I think.
Tweak the curtain a little bit.
Back in the chateau, the guest bedroom is ready for business.
Considering the constraints that we've had, I think it looks really nice. Hopefully everyone else will too. It's great to have a room that people can rent at last. The colours here are kind of subdued and relaxing. And I didn't want to subtract from the view, so hopefully they work with each other.
Renting out the bedroom will start bringing in much needed income.
Feels great, just that we're not ready yet.
But with 30 guests arriving in less than an hour, there's no time to hang about.
And we need to put this sofa out. If you can, upstairs. I need to get my bread there. Hopefully nobody wants anything soft to drink, because there isn't anything. What should we do with the piano?
I'll just set a bit out.
Move it into that room. People know that it's not about it being finished. And if there's a bit of tarnish left, it doesn't matter to me, that adds character. Hopefully the style of the wallpaper chosen, and it doesn't really need to be finished in a way, so. Obviously the hole in the floor, we haven't had time. So it's just, you know, it's just there.
Well, the guests will be here soon, Nicole. We'll see what they think when they arrive. It's 11:30 the morning after the Easter party at Chateau de Lalonde, and owner Stephanie is still asleep. There is an important job to do. Luckily, one of her friends, Michael, is on hand.
This is the most important part of the whole weekend. This is the Easter egg hunt. So what we've done is we've come down to the woods before everyone's woken up, and we're going to hide eggs throughout the bluebell field. There we go, he's hiding. That's always the fun bit, when a local drives past and sees these crazy foreigners running around their fields dressed as animals. They always wonder what the hell we're up to. These are the last two. We've got to hide them somewhere really good. I think I've got a spot.
Stephanie and the rest of the guests make their way up to the woods to be given their instructions.
The boundary is the edge of the bluebell field to our right, the farmer's fields to the back, and the river to our left.
The river?
The river.
Oh, that's a long way.
Down to
the river.
Is that fair distance? No. OK, 1, 2, 3, go!
There's 250 eggs to find. But it looks like the weekend's festivities have taken their toll on Stephanie.
I'm feeling quite fragile this morning, hence the sunglasses, because I went to bed at 5 a.m.
But not everyone's struggling to get motivated.
I've got 5, including a bunny, a little bunny.
Golden bunnies!
How many of what? I've got 5. Oh, that is... Can I have that in mind?
Yes.
Because I love that one.
OK, sure.
After 45 minutes hunting, it's all over.
We found all the eggs. That's the big end to Easter morning. We can go and eat now.
Oh, gosh, it looks really good.
Fortunately for Stephanie, her friends Kim, Frank and Evo have taken charge of serving up brunch.
Thank you, everybody, for coming for Easter. It's been amazing seeing you all.
It's been a great weekend. Stephanie's decided it's been a good test of her abilities, so is going to attempt it for real, with a singles weekend next month.
I'm really hoping that we can make some money with this, because the Chateau's got to find constant new ways to pay for itself. Hopefully it'll work.
But her mum and friends helped out a lot this weekend. Chances are they won't be around next time. Stephanie's going to have a job on her hands, and I'm looking forward to seeing how she does it. You don't expect bad weather in August in the south of France, but that's exactly what Alison is experiencing in Chateau de Bramantourt 30 minutes before the wedding.
That front area of the chateau is really like a wind tunnel.
It means the planned reception on the newly finished wedding terrace might have to be moved.
We're going to check about 15 minutes before the ceremony how the wind is, and if it's still bad, we're going to make changes in the plan.
But the groom is thinking about other things.
It's been a bit frantic this morning getting everything set up, so once that's all over and done with, we can just have a really good night.
In another room away from prying eyes, bride Hannah is applying the finishing touches.
Any chance you could just,
What did you want doing? My necklace, please.
James will probably expect me to be a little bit late, so that's fine.
It's not raining, so the wedding can take place in the courtyard.
Gosh, everyone's sitting down. Not that I'm panicked or anything now. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah.
And as Alison sorts the last few details, the big moment arrives.
Very warm welcome to Chateau Bramantourt here in Lautrec. It's a very special day for Hannah and James. I give you my heart.
I give you my heart.
My promise.
My promise.
That I will walk with you.
That I will walk with you.
Wherever our journey leads us.
Wherever our journey leads us.
Forever.
Forever.
I'm now pleased to announce that you're husband and wife, and James, you may kiss. Hannah.
over the moon how it went, aren't we, really? And just everything we wanted.
The views, the balcony, everything, it's just been really, really nice.
The winds have died down.
And the rain stayed off, so thank goodness for that.
No rain at all, yeah. We can't complain with that.
Which means the reception on the wedding terrace is on. It's been a great day and it's going to be a great night. Alison is overjoyed it's all gone well.
I'm very pleased and lovely to see the bride, and I think when I was watching it I had a tear, she had a tear, and so did he and the mother of the bride, so we're all having a tear with that. It was very beautiful service.
So the terrace around the pool is a hit and a real bonus for future weddings. Hopefully Alison and Paul can soon realise their dream of giving up their day jobs and living and working here permanently.
Financially it is difficult, but to see where we've come from to where we are today is very, very fulfilling. We're 95% there, so I hope we can relax and actually be based here to enjoy the environment and making this a special holiday place and a special wedding destination.
Good luck with it, Alison. Nearly 600 miles north, to celebrate their transformation of the grand main hall, Nicole and Stefan have invited 30 of their closest friends to enjoy its unique charms, including this wallpaper. 13 weeks ago, Nicole discovered some old wallpaper.
What amazing colours.
That my wife Angel helped her date to the latter half of the 18th century.
It looks like an extremely high-quality printing and well worth conserving.
Nicole has got some tailor-made to match the original, and it now decorates the room adjoining the main hall.
That wallpaper we found in a room upstairs.
Oh.
It's not what you'd expect.
No, it's not. I think it's beautiful. I actually think it looks like a tapestry, actually. I love the way that Stefan and you've been doing it because it's kind of traditional, but it's with a kind of a modern twist, makes it contemporary.
This is the entrance hall.
Okay.
Because this is actually the centre of the chateau. This is going to be the events area.
You've got to make money.
So your wedding.
Yes, like weddings. Yes, my
Your
wedding. My wedding. That's right. You might have to talk to Martin about that.
Martin, I need a word later, all right?
With Nicole already lining up their next booking, there's a surprise treat for the guests. For Nicole and Stefan, the evening's been a triumph.
I think it was a great idea to change it to event space. People love it, and that was the aim of it, like that people would be able to enjoy the place. It's so romantic. It's such a beautiful setting. So charming. Well done.
Thanks so much.
It's a vital first step in their bid to make the chateau self-sufficient.
We're really happy with what we did.
It kind of is, as I imagine. It's quite nice. Quite like it.
Could have given up somewhere along the road, but it brought life back to a bare shell.
And there's a lot that we still need to do. There's a light bulb missing there.
These two have worked incredibly hard. I can't think of anyone better to take this magnificent old chateau onto the next stage of its life. All the best, guys. Next time, when I attempt to salvage the children's trampoline from our moat... Oh, dear. It's anyone's guess if I actually know what I'm doing.
At this stage, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen, but with a bit of luck, it'll be in the dark, so nobody will know.
With one couple's roof in desperate need of repair...
It's pretty grim. Every time it rains, I have to come out with the buckets.
They hold an event to bring in some much-needed cash.
75 plus 30. What did you say, 75?
Just write this down.
Easier said than done.
Oops. Trying not to panic now.
Stephanie struggles to face a big day of work.
Stephanie! Oh, come on, darling. You must get up.
But soon gets into the swing of it.
It's not every day we have a digger to play with.
Right. Ready.
It's hard to be gentle with a digger.
And after Tim and Marguerite come to ours to talk about their struggling business...
Come on in, come on in. Wow, I can't get over this place. Amazing, man.
They leave with their heads full of ideas.
I can really see this being a sort of turning point, you know?
So inspiring.
We've got so many things we could do